Sukhi Hotu. Welcome to Buddhist Mahavihara's Facebook page this evening. For today's session on Dhammadana series, I would like to welcome Bante, Dr. Eruave Gunasoma Thero, to join us at the studio. Sukhi Hotu. Welcome to Buddhist Mahavihara's Facebook page this Good evening, Bante. For today,
Good evening, everyone.
This evening's talk is on an interesting topic titled 8 Places or Forms Not to be Reborn in. Before we dive into this topic, let me give a small introduction about Bante. Bante Dr. Eruvava Gunasoma Thero is a Sri Lankan Buddhist monk. He is currently a visiting lecturer at the Department of Sanskrit in the Buddhist and Pali University of Sri Lanka. He is also the Pirivana teacher of Panyodaya Mahapirivana in Gangodavila, Colombo. Bante has a bachelor's and master's of arts in Sanskrit from the Buddhist and Pali University of Sri Lanka. Bante also has a master's of arts in Sanskrit from the Banaras Hindu University at Varanasi in India. Bante has also obtained his PhD in Sanskrit from Sri Jayawardhanapura University in Sri Lanka. So now, without further ado, I would like to hand over the studio to Bante to start this evening's Dhamma session.
Thank you. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa arahato samma sambuddhassa. One, the wealthy one, the supremely enlightened one. Dear Dhamma friends, dear faithful devotees, today also we are going to discuss and listening to another Dhamma talk. I think you all always ardent listening to Dhamma. Hence, we should gain a good knowledge of it. So, first of all, before the start my Dhamma talk, I would like to mention that there were some specialist division in Buddhism after the Supreme Buddha's passing away. Within the Buddha passing away in 100 years, of that time when were the Arahat Theros who lived in India in second council. So after second council, there are 18 chapters, 18 sects or 18 parts in same Buddhism. That statement or words, you think now there are 100 or 500 chapters in Buddhism. No, there are only 3 kind of sect in Buddhism. What are those? The first one is Theravada Buddhism. Second one is Mahayana Buddhism. And third one is Buddhism. It is known as them. Theism is something known as as opposed to the which is prevalent of countries of East Asia and the Tibet region, including particularly China, Tibet, and Nepal, Mongolia, Taiwan, Japan, and Vietnam also. Southern Buddhism is the Theravada Buddhism. You know, the Theravada Buddhism that spread from India to Sri Lanka and southern countries such as Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar, and Thailand. It is okay. You can follow in Theravada Buddhism. So, Buddhism also. But the problem is our mind to the Buddhism. That is the main question and main problem. We can final aim. I mean, in the Nibbana or final step of the Buddhism. It is our final step of the Buddhism, and also how we can live as happy life through the Buddhism, and simply through the living as simply through the Buddhism. So, before my Dhamma discussion, I would like to mention a Pali stanza as a beginning. According to Buddhism, you may know there are 4 factors that cannot be achieved very easily. That stanza is coming in Pali language. You know, in that period, I mean, when the Supreme Buddha lived in India on that time, in Magadha state in India, on that period, they use in their life Pali language. Some scholars say normally they are using in Pali language also. Then Buddha, the Supreme Buddha, used for the Pali language for preach to him, preach to Dhamma for the others. So this stanza is coming in Pali language. That's why I mentioned that matter firstly. Its stanza is Dulla Bancha Manussatman Buddhot Padocha Dullabo Dullaba Kana Sampatti Saddhammo Parama Dullabo. According to this stanza, it is said that there are 4 types of things cannot be easily. What is that? What are those matter? It's say for us, it is rare being a human. Dullabancha Manusatma. It is a rare being a human. Buddhot Padocha Dullabo. It is rare to be born when a Buddha is born. Dullaba Kana Sampatti. It is rare that time to do something good. 4th one, Saddhammo Paramadullabu. It is rare, providing the opportunity to hear the Dhamma. So, we must work to make life more meaningful by doing good deeds. Why is it rare being human? Dullabancha Manusatma. Why is it rare being human? It is good to be born as a human being, but it is very difficult opportunity to be born with the characteristic of human being who has true humanity. Actually, it is a difficult matter. We look at everything comparatively and decide whether something is good or bad. According to someone, they can be happy about their money, wealthy, or properties. There is no obstacles to it, but it is just the money you need for life. No, if there is no mental happiness, there is nothing. It means someone thought, I have child, I have more child, I have lot of money, I have a big house, a big home, I have enough relatives, I have more connection with world, or I have good health, life or comfortable life. But my dear Dhamma friends, what do you think our last moment? Do you think they are capable helping for us? No, it is unable to support on that time. That's why Supreme Buddha always advised to us for develop in through the life. I mean, you think, is this your last birth? No, it is not our last birth. One time Supreme Buddha told that anavattaggoyam bhikkave sansaro pubbo kotina panyayati. It say in Pali language. According to that statement, Supreme Buddha phrased for us, we can't say this is our first and last birth. Many times we were born as many lives. And also, uh, we will have to go in many birth as a human or any other creatures. That's it said we had more birth in sansaric journey, and also we will have to birth many times in the future also. Then how we can say I am comfortable in this life? Happiness is something that varies from person to person. Who wants is happy to have a bottle. It is pleasure to have opportunity to steal from someone who is still. Those looking for heritage paradox are happy to have opportunity to do, but Buddhism does not say that such thing cause happiness. Why is it something that is fair in the mind and not something that can be possible judged? That's why Supreme Buddha told that Dullabancha Manusatma, it is rare for being a human beings. Second one is Buddhot Padocha Dullabo. The second point is the provide opportunity. I mean, it is rare to be born, Buddha is born. The teaching of the Supreme Buddha guide our lives in the right direction. So that right guidance is important to human. How practical is the teaching of the realist in that work? Basically, think about these three things. Normally, you think every Supreme Buddha which born in this kalpa use this stance of advice to everyone. You know, according to Buddhist literature, there are five Buddha in this kalpa. You know already four Buddhas were born. Who are they? Kakusanda, Konagama, Kashyapa, and Gautama Supreme Buddhas. In the future will be birth Maitri Supreme Buddha also. So everyone say this stanza as advice for us. It is sabba papassa akaranam kusalassa upasampada sachitta pariyodapanam etan buddhana sasanam. According to this stanza, it say we who have time, this same statement have to study greatness of the real God. See what is say here. First one is Sabba Papa Sakarana. Second one, Kusalasa Upasampada. Third one, Sachitta Paryodapana. If one can be free from all sins and not commit many sins, how good is that? What sins is nothing else? When we feel sad or unhappy after doing something to our heart, they say it is a sin. So why can't we just get rid of such thing? The Supreme Buddha preaches the right guidance for that. So it is the birth of Lord Buddha's useful. This explain what the Kusala Supasampada is. The consolation of life is the deification of happiness. Simply put, if our happiness and peace of mind comes after doing something, it can be called a sense of action. What Sachit Paryodapana means, it is actual activity of protecting one's mind. Everything man made in this world is born out of a small but thought-based idea. He also think that war, violence, persecution, and cruelty will occur. It is in this mind that positive thought such as kindness, compassion, and goodness arise. Therefore, we need the good path of Dhamma to decide good or bad. It has been preached by the Supreme Buddha. That is why it is beneficial to be born in age when the name of Supreme Buddha was revealed. Third one is the next one is Saddhammo Parama Dullabho. It is also very rare to have to opportunity to hear the Dhamma and not to hear it. All of us are born with all four of these facts. Therefore, we must work to use the received human spirit for good in order to make it more meaningful. The topic of my today Dhamma sermon, uh, I I decide to preach to you Attakkana Sutra in Anguttara Nikaya. This sutra was preached by the Supreme Buddha at the Jetvanarama monastery in city of Savasti. You know, there were Buddha stay in Savatthi 18 years. So this sutra tells us about 8 places when a person who has received the human soul should not be born, because being born in those 8 places has very little chance to doing good in life. You know, according to Buddhism, that after present life, maybe we should have birth as another creatures. We can't say after death, I will go into heaven. I will go into birth in Sri Lanka or any other developed country, because we don't know after death our sansaric journey. It is not controlled in anyone. That sansaric journey should manage by us. That's why it is hard uses. Let us see what are the facts mentioned in Attakana Sutra of the Anguttara Nikaya in Tripitaka, preached by Supreme Buddha. This is how the sutra started. Kana kicho loke ti. Asrutava putajjano bhasati nochaso janati kananva akkanangva. Attime bhikkave akkana asamaya brahmacharya vasayati. Meaning of that statement, now is the time. Now is the time. So says an uneducated, but they don't know whether it is time. The Buddha addressing the monk mendicates there are 8 lost opportunities for spiritual practice. What 8? Today I am going to explain that what are those 8 places we shouldn't not birth. We shouldn't birth. The first one is mentioned in the sutta like as Ayancha bhikkave puggalo uppanno apaya. That is the first thing, first factor of this sutra mentioned to us. What is the meaning of that? A person has been reborn in hell. This is the first lost opportunity for spiritual practice. One could argue that there is no such thing as hell in this world, but we learn two things, seen with the physically and seen with the mind. So cannot say to hell. Why? It is that this world has no many things that are invisible to our eyes, physical eyes. In this science lesson, you may remember, we acknowledge that bitter gourds contain iron. They were not visible to our physical eyes, but we accept it. That is why it is not possible to express some facts directly, but that is not to say that we do not have certain beliefs, such as idea in concept called of hell. I think you can remember in Payasi Sutra in Diganikaya, the king Payasi was ardent materialist who did not accept hell, at least heaven also. He did not accept it. One day Arahat Kumara Kashyapa Thero come to the king's city. So the king approached to him and asked, you and your master, who Supreme Buddha, accepted hell. You accepted heaven, but I do not accept both. Arahat Kumara Kashyapa Thero asks what the reason is. The king answers, there are some relatives of mine who do bad things. Their physical action are bad. Their words also bad. I think you can very good experience with in this society. Someone is speaking on that time, it is very hard to listen, hard to hear, because they use that word is very uncomfortable our heart, uncomfortable our mind. Already you mentioned is I studied in Sanskrit me. Then I would like to mention in Sanskrit shloka for connected with this matter. It is Piyavakya Pradhanena Sarve Tushanta. According to shloka, Sanskrit stanza, it say, everyone be happy when we are talking in calm words. everyone need to like that words, then we should always use like that very calm and peaceful words. So their thoughts are bad. That's kings say for the Arahat Kumar Kashyap. When they die, they go to hell according to your psychology, according to your philosophy, not in mine, because I am not accepting the hell or heaven, but you are believe both of them, both of its. They are born there, birth there. So I go to the and go to my relatives who have seen the close to death, and I will tell them that when you die, you will go to hell. So if you go to the hell, please send me a message about the tribe, what are the nature of hell. But if you can't send me a message, then please send a letter to a service provider. Reverend, unfortunately, I would like to tell you, I never got that message, so I do not accept hell. I do not accept heaven also. According to this conversation, you may think that King's word is correct because he said truth. He never and ever met like that servant or like that message in his whole life. That's why he did not accept or idea. After the king's statement, Arahat Kumar Kashyapa Tero reacts from king. King, do you punish criminals? Yes, I do, said to king. What do you do to the notorious criminals like the murders? I give them the death penalty too. When taken to the mob, he say, "Give me a few minutes. I want to go my home. I will go home and tell some credit cards number I didn't tell my wife. And goodbye to my child. If so, will he have the opportunity to do so?" asks Kumara Kashyapatero, Arhat Kumara Kashyapatero from Kings. The king say he will not get that chance. That's how a king goes to hell. Not like we go to America or France for our child's holiday or Christmas holiday. He or she will go to hell as a result of his or her misdeed. Therefore, we cannot deny the concept of hell. What do you remember the Devaduta Sutta in Majjhima Nikaya? This sutra also explains the 5 angels who show us the way to be free from hell. Who show us the good in this world? Who are those? The first one is newborn baby, because he told us you were also born like as me, then you should manage your life very calmly and very great guidance. Second one is the person who become ill. Third one is the person being punished for the offense. Fourth one, the elder person. Final, fifth one, the person who died. So these are five angels show to us in good way in this world. That's why the Supreme Buddha told in Devaduta Sutta name as angels. These five quality explain to us that we must live well when we live in the world. Otherwise, the Devaduta Sutta explained to us various punishment that will be meted out of the hell. At the end of Sutta, the Supreme Buddha asks, in front of who are the sit and listening that Dhamma talk, Supreme Buddha asks from them, do you believe that this punishment will be meted in hell? They stand up and say that we do not accept the Buddha. At that time, the Lord Buddha said, Nanyasya samanasva brahmanasva sutta vadami. Apicha saman nyatang saman viditang tame vahan vadami. The Supreme Buddha, end of that sutra, this statement. It is very important. The sutra conclusion by saying what was finally said. I was told about hell from the experience I had of suffering in hell. So we do not have to moral right to say no to hell. That is why the Supreme Buddha phrased that if a person goes to hell, he or she has very little chance to doing good until he or she is free from it. Our second matter of the Angutta Attakana Sutra, Ayancha Bhikkave Puggalo Tirachana Yoning Uppano Hoti. A person has been animal realm or kingdom. This is the second lost opportunity. Do you think your pet dog is happy? No, dear Dhamma devotees. There is nothing in the animal kingdom other than space and fear. Anthropologists say that there are thousands of animals in this world that we cannot imagine being born as an animal when we die. Some people are born human but live as an animals. So if he lives that way for the long time, he or she will have to be born into an animal world based on that habit. It's a the another Sanskrit verses I would like to mention very close to this matter. These Sanskrit verses say us how do people differ from it is ahara nidra baya maitunancha samanya metat pasubhirnaranam dharme hitesan visheshu dharmen hinaha pasubhik samana. This explains why man is similar to beast in that the eats, sleeps, fears, and sentays offspring or keeping child, and that only by living a righteous life can they be different from animals. So this is a good opportunity for us to rethink our approach. We have to decide wisely whether we are born as an animal after death or as a human being who is capable of understanding something. That is why the Supreme Buddha preached that one cannot do good as long as in born a beast. Third one is Ayancha Bhikkave Puggalo Uppanno Hoti Petti Visaya. A person has been reborn in the ghost realm. This is the third lost opportunity. When a person dies and is reborn as a ghost, he or she lost the opportunity to do good. There is a book in Kuddaka Nikaya related to our Tripitaka called in Pretavattu. It refers to people who have become gods because of doing bad things. This is one of the story mentioned in it. There was a king in one country who told him commander or general named as Uttara to clear the forest and build a city there. So this commander went with the group and cut down some trees, and he saw Pacheka Buddha meditating under the one of three. You know, according to Buddhism, there are three paths of for going to end of our sansaric journey. What are that? The first one is Buddhahood, second one is Pacheka Buddha, third one is become Arahat step. What are the difference between Buddhahood and Pacheka Buddha? Buddha can be preach the Dhamma and he can be make a group who follow in him or his doctrine. However, Pacheka Buddha can understand the truth of the world by himself, but he never accepted to maintain group or he never going to preach the Dhamma for others. So that commander who Thera stopped cutting down trees, he went to the Pacheka Buddha and worshipped him. There was also an apology regarding the cuts of trees here. Then he invited to him to come to his house every day for lunch, for breakfast, at night for the tea. Oh, yeah, tea. He set up the separate area and continued his work in the city. Let's assume that 10 years have passed for this project. So during that period, that officer offered arms to that Pacheka Buddha, but his mother did not like this work. She blames her son and the Pacheka Buddha in every day. Eventually, the minister Uttara built the city and built a temple there. On the day of the sacrifice, opened that temple for every month. He told his mother to come and attend because no one can be responsible for our lives. We have to make our lives, own lives. She know what she done now. She had the broom made of the collection of peacock feather which she had brought and offered it to the stupa. You know mean stupa, pagoda is another name. When she finally died and reborn, like as a very beautiful, she has a very beautiful hair, were born into the peldi, stinking preti mean female ghost. Therefore, if one is born in the preta lok, I mean world of the pret or ghost, the opportunity do not have good to lost. Fourth one is Digayukang Devalokang Uppanno Hoti. A person has been reborn in one of the long-lived other of gods. That then this is the fourth lost opportunity in according to Buddhism. Fifth one, Ayancha Bhikkave Puggalo Pachantimesu Janapadesu Uppanno Hoti. A person has been reborn in the borderlands among strange, barbarian tribes where monks, nuns, laymen, and laywomen do not go. This is the fifth lost opportunity. When a person dies, he or she is born into unrural area. I mean, no one can do anything what they want. So it is the uh, we can look at the world. We can identify the countries of origin as well as the terrorists of Boko Haram or ISIS terrorists because they are very few opportunity to do good in such area. Sixth one is Michaditiko Hoti. A person has been reborn in the central province, but he holds the wrong view and has a distorted perspective. If one is born into the pagan or infidel family, he too has little chance to do in good because not all members of that family are good people. The paganism of Buddhism is taught the 10 points. The first one is Natti Dina. There is nothing given. Natti Tang. There is nothing sacrificed. Natti Hutan. There is nothing offered. Nothing, Natti Sukata Dukkatanam Kammanam Palang Vipaku. There is no fault of result to good and bad action. Natti Mata. There is no mother. There is no father. There is no beings spontaneously reborn. Natyan Loko, there is no this world. There is no other world. There are in the world no ascetic and arahat or right conducted and right practice who, having realized this world and the other world for themselves by direct knowledge, make them known to others. So if someone lives with this 10-fold superstition or this 10 in infidel, it has very little chance to doing good to him or her. 7-1 is Dupanyohoti. A person has been reborn in the central province, but he is unwise, stupid, and unable to understand the meaning of what has been well stated and badly stated. So, the inability to distinguish between merit and demerit and the inability to distinguish between good and bad are commonly referred to as poverty. 8-1, the last one is Panyavahoti. A Buddha has not arisen in the world, and the Dhamma is not taught as proclaimed by the blessed one, but a person has been reborn in the central province and he is wise, intelligent, smart, and able to understand the meaning of what has been well stated and badly stated. Once in born wise but does not have the opportunity to hear the message of Dhamma because neither the Supreme Buddha or one of his disciples preached by the Dhamma at the time. Therefore, my aim is in this Dhamma talk was to present the idea that we need to work hard to make this life, which is seldom obtained, a more meaningful and important life. Therefore, whenever we have the opportunity to do good deeds, we will do good deeds in this life and the hereafter. Now, time to end off my Dhamma talk. Then I would like to summarize what I say on my Dhamma ceremony. That is, the first one is the person has been reborn in the hell. This is the first in opportunity, the moment that is not right occasion for living the spiritual life. Second one is the person has been reborn in the animal realm. Third one, the person has been reborn in the world of the afflict of spellate. Fourth one, a person has been reborn in the certain order of long-lived devas. Fifth one, a person has been reborn in the remote province among the uncivilized foreigners, a place to which monks, nuns, male lay followers, and families, female lay followers do not travel. Sixth one, a person has been reborn in the central province, but he hold the wrong view and has a destroyed perspective. Seven one, a person has been reborn in the central province, but he is unwise, stupid, and unable to understand the meaning of what has been well stated and badly stated. Eighth one is a person has been reborn in the central province and he is wise, intelligent, smart, and able to understand the meaning of what has been well stated and badly stated. So, it is my Dhamma talk. Now I am going to end up my explain. May the triple gem bless you all.
Thank you, Bante, for your insightful Dhamma that you shared with us. I would like to request Bante to answer some of the questions from those who have joined us today.
Yeah, it is the very nice. Actually, it is very great questions for me. See her thought about nice. Actually, according to that Buddhism, we always preaching the Buddha when we are doing good things. As a result, it will be good for our this life also and next life. Then I think, according to Buddhism, we always must do like that things. I think it is enough for that sense.
Thank you, Bante, for your answer. Now, I would like to invite Bante to conduct the Anumodana for the Devas and the departed.
Yeah. Today we conducted the Dhamma sermon about 8 places not to be reborn in this world. So I suppose that many people attended and today Dhamma talk. So we gain much merit them. First of all, we would transfer them into the deities who are suffer God in our life and suffer God in us. May gods be well and happy, and may God suffer God our life as well as who lives of the people in the universe with the pandemic, and may God's well and happy. We transfer this merit who death and gone, I mean our teachers, sometimes our parents, and any relatives who expected to merit from us. May they all transfer this merit and may they be very comfortable in their sansaric journey. Finally, I would like to transfer merit to those who attain today Dhamma sermon, listening to the sermon and organizers and everyone. And may you be well and happy. May you all dreams come and true, and may you be able to safeguard your life due to this pandemic situation, and may this pandemic be vanished very soonly. So wishing all the best. Finally, we would be able to understand of the supreme list of Nirvana with the power of this meritorious deed. Sukhi hotu bhavatu sabba mangalan rakkantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sabba dhammanubhavena sabba sanghanubhavena sada sutti bhavantu te.
Thank you, Bante, for conducting the Anumodana. We have almost come to the end of the Dhamma talk today. Before we end, I would like to thank Bante, Dr. Erawe Gunasoma Thero, on behalf of the committee and management of the Buddhist Mahavihara. I would also like to thank today's sponsors and everyone who has joined us this evening. Thank you, Sukhi Hotu.
Sukhi hotu. Thank you so much.